Wait, here it comes. Kenny Smith with Bob O'Brien. Playing your favorite hits of all time. I wish I could do that, Joe Terry. Joe Terry's with us. Keep it right here where the music sounds great. Right here at Live Radio, WPAT. Here comes the second host.
Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop, baby. Let's go to the hop, baby. Let's go to the hop. Come on. Let's go to the hop. You can swing it through, you can really start moving at the hop. When the jockey is loose and you can hear the blues in the hop. All the cats and the chicks come with their kicks at the hop. Let's go. Let's go to the hop. 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 Come on. Let's go to the hop. Let's go. Strolling at the hop. When the record starts playing, you just do any chicken at the hop. Do the dance rotation that is for the nation at the hop. You can't swing it, but you can really start to move at the hop. Where the jockey is the blues and the music is the blues at the hop. All the cats and the chicks come and get their kicks at the hop. Let's go. Let's go to the hop. 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 Come on. Let's go to the hop.
Almost sounds like a jukebox, but it sounds even better, 100% better than that, because I played that on the many jukebox over the years, Joe Terry. Welcome to the Teddy Smith with Bob O'Brien, Rock and Roll Show of America. How are you?
Great to be here, man. Absolutely.
Great to have you here, man. It's always a pleasure, not a pressure. But not only is it a pleasure, it's just great to have you, one of your great doo-wop people, one of the greatest groups of all time back in the 50s, and even today, all the young kids are even listening to your music, which is great,
yeah,
you know?
Amazing. You know, it just spans all the generations, and that's just terrific.
That's excellent. So, you know, you go back in time. I mean, you were born, it wasn't Joe Terry, was it? It was Joe, I think, Terranova,
Joe
right?
Terranova, right. Yeah, I shortened it up a little bit because it's easier to sign a short name.
And you were born in Philly, right, in about 19-some-odd years ago, right?
Yeah, 1941.
And you played with some of the great people like Frank and Joe and other great people that were part of your wonderful group, right?
Yeah, Frank and Dave White and Danny Rapp, of course, and we were the original four guys. And as the years went on, David left. He was a great writer. He wrote You Don't Own Me, and he wrote 1, 2, 3, and a whole bunch of stuff. And we continued on, and now we have Frank's brother Bob as the first tenor, and it's Frank and myself and Bob, and the group continues.
And what do you like most about the song Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay? Any reflections about that song?
Yeah, actually, we were on a road. We just finished a tour with Alan Freed. We did 44 days, and the tour had like 17 acts on it. And every morning we would get up, we did the show. We'd look at the paper, and the critics were not giving the tour, a good write-up. They were going, this rock and roll stuff, and Chuck Berry, and he's going to fall one day with that duck dance, and I mean, they were putting it down pretty bad. So we got home, and we were listening to a bunch of 45s at dinner at my house, and Dave was having dinner there. And on a B-side of a Little Richard song, there was a line in it that said rock and roll is here to stay. And my dad said, look, if you guys are having a tough time, why don't you say that? why don't you write a song? Rock and roll is here to stay. So Dave went home and he wrote it, and that's how we got the anthem.
How did the name the Juniors come about, by the way?
Well, we were the Juvenaires, and the record company thought that was too juvenile. So they said, pick something else. And we said, how about Juniors? And they said, okay, that's good. Like that wasn't juvenile, too, you know.
Where do you live, by the way?
I live in Williamstown, New Jersey, and my partner Frank is over in Philly, and Bob lives down in St. Pete Beach.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you come to New York, you can come with us on the live show, and Jim Petrecca and I, Bob O'Brien, will all take you out to a place called Juniors in Brooklyn. How about that? For some great cheesecake. How about that? And by the way, I didn't have any notes that you could see. That just was an impromptu statement I just said. So there you go, right?
Okay, that's great, man. I'd love to.
Okay, so we're going to play Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay when we come back with that. We're going to wrap up the interview, and we're going to be talking to Mr. Johnny Rivers, who did Secret Agent Man. Remember that song? And Slow Dance into the Music, remember that? And back in the days.
Yeah, we did a couple of shows out in Iowa with him, I think it was about 2 years ago, and just a real nice guy.
Well, here's a song for you. Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay. Danny and the Juniors with Joe Terry on WPAT.
Oh, baby, rock, oh, baby, rock, baby, rock and roll is here to stay. It will never die. It was meant to be that way, so I don't know why. I don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. We don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. Rock and roll will always be the champion. It'll down in history, just to watch my friend. Rock and roll will always be. It'll go down in history. Rock and roll will always be. It'll go down in history. Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Everybody rock and roll. Everybody rock and roll. Everybody rock and roll. Everybody rock and roll. Rock and roll is here to stay. It will never die. It was meant to be that way, though I don't know why. I don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. Rock and roll will always be. I think it's in the end. It'll go down in history, just to watch my friend. Rock and roll will always be. It'll go down in history, and if you don't like rock and roll, think what you've been missing. But if you like the pop and show, come around and listen. Let's all start to have a ball. Everybody rock and roll. Rock, oh baby rock. Oh baby rock. Oh baby rock. Oh baby rock. Oh baby rock.
Rock and roll is here to stay forever. For the old, for the new, for the middle-aged, for the teenagers, for everybody. And that's for you, Mr. Joe Terry.
Thank you, my friend, and it's been great to be on.